All right, well, I've had several requests recently to look at a game called Murdle. Never seen this before. I did briefly look at the rules, so I kind of know how it works. And hopefully everything will look okay on the screen. I'm not entirely sure how to make it all work, but we're going to do our best. So anyways, basically, this is... and by the way, this week seems appropriate to do this because, of course, we just finished up our week of crime, so now we're going to solve a murder. But anyways, this is the challenging case of the no longer living greenskeeper. So basically, this is a daily puzzle where you have a mystery that you have to solve. And we're going to have a grid. You've probably seen this kind of thing before, where we've got our suspects, our motives, our locations. You can click in here to X things out. If they can't be a match, you can change it to a check mark if it is a match. And you're just sort of trying to narrow down the possibilities. If I can get it all to the blank, there we go. Okay. So, was it too much to ask for one vacation to pass without a murder? This time, a greenskeeper was killed at an expensive country club. And then these are the suspects. Okay, so Deacon Verdigris, Principal Applegreen, Coach Raspberry, and Chef Aubergine. So the colors kind of correspond to their names, which isn't great for someone who's colorblind like me, but that's all right, because we can always, I think, did I see down here? Yeah, so if you mouse over, you can actually see what the things are. So it doesn't really matter if you're colorblind or not, but that just makes it a little easier if you're not colorblind. And I think, yeah, if you click on it, it'll bring up this little card. So Deacon Verdigris is a deacon in the church. She handles the parishioners' donations and sometimes their secrets. And then we get some stats, so like their eye color, their left-handed, gray hair, that kind of stuff. All right. I think we probably want to reference these once we've looked at the clues. So let's get the clues on the screen there. Okay. Each suspect brought one weapon to one location. They each had a motive to kill. Only one was a murder. Right. So here is the clues and evidence. This fingerprint was found in the men's lounge. Let's pull up the fingerprint. There we go. Hopefully, yeah, everything should be visible on screen there, I think. All right, so we need to reveal the fingerprints. So these are the fingerprints of the suspects, and that is clearly Principal Applegreen's fingerprint. So Principal Applegreen was in the men's lounge. Applegreen is this one, and the men's lounge is that first one. So we can go ahead and mark Applegreen in the lounge with a check mark, and so therefore we can X the rest of them because they each have one location. A lightweight weapon was found at the pool. Okay, which one is the pool? The tennis courts, this is the 18th hole, and the pool. Okay, the pool has a lightweight weapon. Oh, but we don't know. Oh, the weapons are up here. Okay, so pool. Yep. The pool, lightweight weapon. Let's see. We've got a magnifying glass. That's pretty lightweight. A golf club. A sack full of golf balls. I'm going to say that's not lightweight. I mean, it's all relative, right? A bottle of wine. I mean, if it was empty, I'm going to say that one's not lightweight, but I'm not convinced on the other ones. All right, the suspect who wanted to escape blackmail had a weapon made at least partially of glass. The suspect who's trying to escape blackmail. So we've got our motives. Motives here: escape blackmail, hide an affair, fight for the revolution, see what it felt like to kill, escape blackmail. So the mailbox is the blackmail one, at least partially made of glass. Well, the magnifying glass clearly is partially made of glass. The golf club should not have any glass. The sack full of golf balls should not have any glass. Obviously, the wine bottle would be glass, so we can rule out those. The suspect, okay, so, all right. Oh. Okay, well, I just found out if you click, you can cross out. Okay, so we used this one, so we can cross that out. We used this one, so we can cross it out. Okay, cool. So that way we can keep track of which ones. This one I'm not going to cross out yet because I only eliminated the sack full of golf balls. I may have to come back to that. We'll see. Inspector Iratino sent Logico a message using spirit writing. Okay, so the person with a magnifying glass, something to fight, wanted to fight for the something. Wanted to fight for the something. The person with the magnifying glass. Okay, magnifying glass Wanted to fight for something. The revolution. The revolution. There we go. Magnifying glass, fight for the revolution. Boom. And therefore, we know the blackmail was the wine bottle. Because this, let's just verify. Magnifying glass, fight for the revolution. Okay, so we're good there. So then we can do these. Very nice. All right, the person who wanted to see what it felt like to kill was on the tennis courts. So tennis courts was the second one. Wanted to see what it felt like was there. So we can do that. Okay, very nice. Now, so therefore, okay, so we know that the wanted to kill was on the tennis courts, and we know that the magnifying glass and the wine bottle are not the person that just wanted to kill. So those two cannot be on the tennis courts. We can mark that down. Very nice. We also know, we know that Apple Green was in the men's lounge, and the person who just wanted to see what it felt like to kill was on the tennis courts. So Apple Green cannot be the person who wanted. Okay, yep. All right. So let's do that. We'll move on. We might be able to do some more of those, but we'll see. Then, while holding his notebook, he took the statements of the four suspects, knowing the innocent would always tell the truth, while the guilty would always lie. Okay. Here we go. So this is getting interesting now, because we can't trust all of this. So one of these is a lie, because we know there's only one guilty person, right? So Professor Applegreen said a magnifying glass was on the 18th hole. Oh, well, I mean, okay, so, right, a magnifying glass could be on the 18th hole. That's possible, yes. Chef Aubergine said, Coach Raspberry brought a golf club. Could Coach Raspberry have brought a golf club? At this point, I think that's possible. I don't think we know for sure yet on that one. That's still possible. Okay. Deacon Verdigris says, as a godly woman, a magnifying glass was on the tennis courts. A magnifying glass was on... but... See, we already know a magnifying glass cannot be on the tennis courts because the magnifying glass was the person who wanted to fight for the revolution. And the person who wanted to see what it felt like to kill was on the tennis courts. So the magnifying glass cannot be on the tennis courts. Therefore, Deacon Verdigris is lying. So Deacon Verdigris, that's the first one here, I think, is the guilty party. But we don't know. I don't know if there's a way to mark that. But well, I could do it. I could actually go down here and do who, and say Deacon Verdigris. But we also know that the other three are telling the truth. That's the important part here. A magnifying glass was on the 18th hole, right? 18th hole, magnifying glass. Very good. So we can X the rest of these out. And since we know that the magnifying glass was the person who wanted to fight for the revolution, we can say the person who wanted to fight for the revolution was on the 18th hole. There we go. Very nice. Now, Coach Raspberry brought a golf club. Coach Raspberry and the golf club. There we go. We can mark all of those. Very good. And then we've got Deacon Verdigris was not on the 18th hole. The Deacon was not on the 18th hole, which I believe is this one. And that is the Deacon. Yes, okay. So, where do we want to go from there? So we know that the person on the 18th hole wanted to fight for the revolution and was using a magnifying glass. And so anybody who couldn't be on the 18th hole couldn't be trying to fight for the revolution and couldn't have a magnifying glass. So these two here, Apple Green and Verdigris, could not be using the magnifying glass and could not be wanting to fight for the revolution. Right? Okay, very nice. We can do something similar here. We've got the tennis court is the person who wanted to see what it felt like to kill. And so Apple Green could not be on the tennis court, therefore could not be wanting to say, okay, we've already got that. Yep. We already got that one. Okay. Oh, well, look, we eliminated who could have the magnifying glass. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Chef Aubergine, I don't know how to pronounce that thing. I know it's a food, but anyways, had the magnifying glass, and therefore wanted to fight for the revolution, and was on the 18th hole. So the 18th hole, fight for the revolution. There we go. Very nice. Can X out a bunch of stuff. Okay. So what do we know now? That's all we've got. So that's all of our information. We've used all of these. Yep. So is there another one that's not lightweight, or do we just need to do some more process of elimination stuff? Could be. Okay, so let's look at, we've got Deacon and Principal, Apple Green and Verdigris. They've got to be the sack full of golf balls and the bottle of wine, right? And we know that the bottle of wine is the person who's trying to escape blackmail, which could be either one of them still. But the bottle of wine has to be the men's lounge or the pool. But Apple Green was in the men's lounge. We can say, so Coach Raspberry, we know, had the golf club and could not have been in the men's lounge. Therefore, the golf club could not have been in the men's lounge. And we also know that the golf club was not the person trying to get to blackmail, so therefore Coach Raspberry cannot be the person who was trying to escape blackmail. So we can say that much. So let's go back up. The one that we didn't, the lightweight weapon was found at the pool. Do we know which one was found at the pool? We don't know which one was found at the pool. So the question is, the golf club and the bottle of wine, it's a lightweight weapon, but both of those I feel like could be considered lightweight. So we're missing something. I wonder if one of those is considered lightweight or something. There's nothing about the eye color or the hair color, left-handed, right-handed. None of that was in any of the clues. I think the only clue we haven't used is the lightweight weapon thing. I wonder if a golf club or a bottle of wine. Oh, here. All right. Apparently, if you click on the things, it gives you information. Okay. A bottle of wine is considered medium weight. A golf club is lightweight. Okay. Well, that's what we needed. All right. That's just not knowing enough about how the game works, I guess. Okay, so the wine bottle was the men's lounge and to escape blackmail, so we can do that and that and that and fill that in. That's what we needed. Okay, the golf club is the pool, which was Coach Raspberry, so we can do that and those and that one. And then we know that Just Wanted to Kill is the tennis courts, which is Deacon Verdigris. So we got that. Can't believe that. Blackmail is this one. It was something that simple. All right. Anyways, this one is to cover up an affair. Coach Raspberry. Naughty boy. All right. They're all kind of naughty. Seems like. All right, and then this one is there, which is there. So we got that. Okay, so I think it is Deacon Verdigris with a sack full of golf balls on the tennis courts just to see what it felt like to kill. Sack full of golf balls, the tennis courts, to see what it felt like to kill, and we're gonna make our accusation. And the verdict is, looks like we were right, I think. Correct. Oh, there we go. Now we know we're correct. Okay. While Deacon Verdigris protested her innocence, she lost confidence as Detective Logico explained the case against her. She admitted she was caught. Detective Logico watched her be led away, knowing it was the last he would see of her. And that concludes the challenging case of the no longer living greenskeeper. Solved it in 25 minutes, which should have been much faster than that, but I didn't quite know how all of the things worked. I didn't know you can, oh, there's cards for all of these. Power to the people, that explains what all of them are. Okay. Well, that would be helpful to know. I guess I didn't read the rules well enough, so. All right, well, there you go, now I know. So, pretty interesting game. I know there's lots of books of puzzles like this where you have the grid and you're trying to solve the, go through the clues and mark things off. So let me know if you enjoy those kinds of puzzles and if you've been playing Murdle, how much you were screaming at the screen to just click on the thing to see that it's lightweight. Good to know. All right, well, anyways, let me know what you think of this game if you'd like to see more of it in the future. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more puzzles.